wrestling fans, welcome to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania and the world-famous Philadelphia Spectrum. We are mere moments away from a big wrestling card headlined by a special tag team attraction as the World Wrestling Federation champion Hulk Hogan makes his return to the United States and teams with Hacksaw Jim Duggan as they take on the challenge of King Kong Bundy and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. The Intercontinental Championship will be on the line as the Macho Man Randy Savage defends against #1 contender Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. The World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship will be on the line as Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik defend against the Hart Foundation of Bret the Hitman Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Jake the Snake Roberts, the Honky Tonk Man, Kamala, and more in action. Stay tuned, we're coming right back. Our first match of the evening will feature the Honky Tonk Man taking on magnificent Don Muraco. And we're going to start it off right here. The Magnificent One wasting no time on taking Honky Tonk to the mat. Don Muraco, in great shape, has recently been teaming with the superstar Billy Graham in recent weeks. And last week, Honky Tonk took out Superstar Graham. So Don Muraco looking to avenge the loss of his tag team partner. And they are climbing up the ranks. They are currently ranked number 3 in the tag team division here. So they will definitely be watching with anticipation tonight's tag team title match between the Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkov, and of course the Hart Foundation. And slammed face first to the mat goes Honky Tonk Man. Don Muraco, a former Intercontinental Champion. Honky Tonk Man, a former Intercontinental Champion. And these guys both won gold around their waist. Honky Tonk has control and throws Muraco over the top rope. And a snapmare into the ring. A punch to the gut by the Honky Tonk Man. And rams him face first into the turnbuckle again and again. And Don Muraco getting his bell rung. The last time the Honky Tonk Man was here in Philadelphia, he did not have a good outing as Jake the Snake Roberts defeated him and of course put Damien all over the Honky Tonk Man. Honky Tonk up with a suplex. And ramming Muraco's head into the mat. Inverted atomic drop. Does it once and once more. And Muraco will not be singing soprano tomorrow morning. And over the top goes Muraco. And again, a snapmare into the ring. And Muraco blocks it in a left of his own. Hits Honky Tonk square. And a side slam by Muraco. Honky Tonk trying to avoid more punishment, rolls it to the outside of the ring. Let's see where this heads. And Muraco saying he's going to break Honky Tonk in two. Punches him to the concrete floor. Muraco follows him outside. And the referee begins his count. A big body slam, a backwards fall away slam by the Rock Muraco. Oh, tries a kick, but Honky Tonk blocks it. And a leg sweep takes Muraco down. And Honky Tonk throwing Muraco into the aisle. They better watch out, the referee's still counting. And backdrop goes Honky Tonk. Muraco running back to the ring, wants to beat that count out. I don't know what the referee's up to. It looks like he was up to 7. Honky Tonk does get back in the ring and takes control. And Honky Tonk setting up Muraco, ties him up in the tree of woe. And stomping away, but Muraco blocks it. Beautiful reverse. Belly to belly suplex. And Muraco's fired up. Is he looking to put Honky away? A big knee in the corner. And Honky Tonk shaken, rattled and rolled. Muraco again, overhead belly to belly suplex. Muraco's feeling it now. And a DDT for Muraco. Will that be all? Pounding away at Honky Tonk Man. And kicking to the lower back. He could be setting him up for that tombstone pile driver. Hip toss takes Honky down. Elbow on the arm. And it looks like Muraco may be setting him up for that tombstone pile driver. Picks him up overhead. And hits it. If he goes for the cover, that may be all. He does. Referee in position 2. And kicks out. And Muraco, having some words with the official, doesn't think that was a fast enough count. Goes back to work on the Honky Tonk Man. A right hand. Shakes Honky Tonk. And drops him throat first over the top rope. A very effective maneuver. Muraco calling for Honky Tonk to get up. Wants to hit him up that second turnbuckle. And he does with a shoulder block. Could that be it? Goes for the cover. And Honky kicks out again. Honky Tonk Man showing lots of fight here tonight in Philadelphia. And Muraco looks like he's getting quite angry for not being able to put Honky Tonk Man away. And a Honky Tonk reversal, short arm clothesline takes Muraco down. And a snapmare takeover and a chop to the back. Knee to the front. Honky Tonk is taking control. And he looks like he's setting them up. Could it be the shake, rattle, and roll? And it is. Shake, rattle, and roll. Goes for the cover. Could this be it? And it is. And the Honky Tonk Man is victorious here in Philadelphia. In the last 2 weeks, beating both members of the tag team of Don the Rock Muraco and Superstar Billy Graham. Very impressive, and the Honky Tonk Man climbing that ladder to the Intercontinental Championship. And Muraco is heading back to the dressing room and disappointed. And Honky Tonk's outside attacking him. What is this? Ramming him into the ring. And Honky Tonk whips him into those wooden stairs. Wow, adding insult to injury, the Honky Tonk Man couldn't just walk away. And he is climbing up that ladder to the Intercontinental Championship, now ranked at number 2 behind Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, so he's looking to pay very close attention to this match between the two. Fans, don't go away. We'll be right back with more Spectrum Wrestling. And our next in action will be Jake the Snake Roberts, as he's going to take on Rusty Brooks, who is returning. Rusty Brooks was one of the many casualties of Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. And a big right arm side suplex by Jake the Snake. Working on that neck and upper back area of Rusty Brooks. Pounding away. And Rusty Brooks with a big clothesline takes Jake the Snake down. And a side headlock for Rusty Brooks. And Jake, fighting out of it, sends Brooks back and whips him into the ropes. And Rusty Brooks with a knee to the midsection kick. And Rusty Brooks showing some offense here in Philadelphia. Jake on the outside. And a big punch knocks Roberts to the floor. And Brooks ramming that knee into the floor. And a big maneuver to the floor. Leg drop. And Rusty Brooks is not messing around tonight. Into the ring post. And another leg drop. And Rusty Brooks is not messing around, folks. And throws Jake down. They better get back in the ring. I think their count's up to 7 here. A big kick by Brooks. Back in the ring, and he'll take a count-out victory for sure. There's 9. Could it be? And he beats the 10 count. Jake the Snake back in the ring. A little fired up with some jabs here, left and rights. And a short arm clothesline. Could he be setting him up for that DDT? Throws the arm down. Jake the Snake almost lost via countout. And has taken control since then. Brooks into the turnbuckle. And again across the ring. Jake follows it up with a clothesline. And punching his face, rubbing it into the mat. And a big punch to the midsection. Oh, and Brooks fights back. Fez press and rights of his own on Jake the Snake. Brooks says that's it. Is he going to try and put Jake away? And there's a fist drop. Go for the cover, man. Working that arm, elbow in the chest. And what's he going to do here? Picks up Jake and slings him across the top rope. A popular maneuver today. Snapmare by Brooks. And a reversal by Jake. He may have had enough. Big knee to the head. And the crowd is chanting for DDT. And there's a short arm clothesline. They might just get the DDT. But not without a stomp to the head first for good measure. And a bulldog. Almost a reversal DDT, if you will. Jake is setting him up. He could be hitting it right here. And there it is. He's going for it. Lands the DDT. And I believe that busted Brooks wide open. Dragging him to the center of the ring. And going for the cover. This should be it. And it is. Your winner, Jake the Snake Roberts. Taking care of business as he puts Rusty Brooks away. And wait a second, Corporal Kirshner, I guess he's going to, he's not going to check on Brooks. He's going to stomp away. And wait a second, Jake pushes him away. Defending Rusty Brooks. Look at this. Clothesline to the floor goes Kirshner. And Jake the Snake. Almost a sign of respect for his defeated opponent. And Brooks doesn't know what to do. When you lose as many matches as Corporal Kirshner has in recent weeks, maybe you just want to take your vengeance out on somebody. And why not a guy who's already lost a tough match to Jake the Snake Roberts? Folks, we'll be back with more Spectrum Wrestling after this timeout. And wait a second, what is this? A sign of respect? I'm shocked that Big Boss Man would shake Greg Valentine's hand after injuring his ankle last week. And Valentine going right after the Boss Man, drops him down face first to the mat. Greg Valentine and his tag team partner Brutus Beefcake have been at odds in recent weeks. In fact, Greg Valentine walked out on Brutus Beefcake before they apparently put their differences aside to focus on that tag team championship. But Greg Valentine, it appears in a moment of anger, went after the Bossman and injured his ankle last week. The Bossman looking to get some revenge. And it is shocking that both Brutus Beefcake and the one-man gang are not at ringside to support their team members on. A big right forearm across the chest of the Bossman. Pretty even match thus far. Remember, folks, we got a big card still to come tonight. The Intercontinental Championship will be defended as the Macho Man takes on Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. The World Tag Team Championship is on the line as the Hart Foundation challenge Sheik and Volkov. And of course, the big one, the one you've all came here for, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, the #1 contender, teaming up with King Kong Bundy, and they'll take on Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the WWF Champion Hulk Hogan. And Valentine says that's it. Looking to put Big Bossman away, perhaps. Big suplex up and over. And that's a big guy to pick up. Drops the elbow. And a kick to the back. A reversal by the Bossman. Throws Valentine into the corner. And picking him up. And a snake eyes on the top turnbuckle. Valentine shaking up sidewalk. No, well, it was a backbreaker, side backbreaker by the Bossman. And stomping away at the lower back of Greg the Hammer Valentine, working the arm now. I'll tell you what, with no legs and no arms, you can't punch or kick. It's a good strategy by the Bossman. And there's a slam down to the mat. Bossman looks like he's setting him up for something. Let's find out what. And there's the sidewalk slam. Could it be it? Referee in position 2. Kick out by the Hammer. And Bossman looks shocked. Rakes the back. And over the shoulders to drop throat first. That move has been used quite frequently tonight in Philadelphia. And a Greco-Roman scratch to the back again. And the Hammer, he's had enough of that. Reverses that. Clothesline from behind. Takes Bossman down. And drops another elbow. This time to the back of the neck. And that seems to have taken a toll on the Bossman. Now Greg Valentine setting him up. Could he be going for that figure 4? And it looks like he is. He has it in position. Will the Bossman tap? We already know his ankle's been injured. Squeezing it, and that is it. Bossman taps. Greg Valentine wins the match. And it looks like the ankle injury was just too much to overcome. There's some highlights here. The Bossman did have a chance. There's a sidewalk slam. Really could have been over there. Valentine had enough to kick out. There's a big elbow drop by the Hammer. And of course takes him down, goes for that figure 4 leg lock. Bossman could not make his way to the ropes. Avoided being pinned, but could not avoid tapping out. Pain was too excruciating. And Greg Valentine with another victory here in the World Wrestling Federation singles action, looking to get back on track in the tag team division with Brutus Beefcake. Folks, don't go away. We'll be back with more championship wrestling from the Philadelphia Spectrum after this. And next in action will be the Ugandan giant Kamala. And he'll be taking on somebody with a little bit of a hot streak. And that would be one Mr. Jim Thompson. He had his first victory a couple weeks ago via countout against Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And looking to ride that momentum as he takes on Kamala. And the underdogs here in Philadelphia cheering on Jim Thompson as he makes his way to the ring. And there's the bell. We're underway here. And pushes Jim Thompson down, Kamala does. Kicks him in the back of the head. And stomps away. And coming down hard on his back. Jim Thompson hasn't had a chance to settle in here. A big headbutt. Oh, Lord. Thompson down. And again, crushing that lower back of Jim Thompson. Kamala not letting up. Not giving Jim Thompson the chance to rebound. Picks him up over the shoulder and another guillotine drop. That maneuver is very popular here today. And there's Thompson with a snapmare. Fighting back. Has a headlock on Kamala, trying to wear the big man down. Kamala trying to get his way out of it. And does fight his way out. And a knee to the stomach, another knee to the stomach, and a knee to the head sends Thompson reeling. And a side backbreaker for Kamala. He's going to drag him in the middle. Is he going to go for the cover? And he does. And a kick out by Jim Thompson. And this sends this crowd in Philadelphia on its feet. They want to see the underdog win again. Oh, Kamala walking over Jim Thompson. If Thompson could pull this victory off. Oh, and they missed with a kick. And a big clothesline takes Kamala down. Working the arm, steps on the arm. Thompson making a comeback. Over, picks the big man up. And flapjack down. Could it be it? Go for the cover. Kicking away. And a big punch. And Kamala reverses it, sends him into the corner. And is he putting Thompson up to the top rope? Oh, he has it by the throat. Big choke slam down. And that should be it. Thompson put up a great fight. 1, 2, and he kicks out again. Jim Thompson will not be put away. A back crusher again by Kamala. And another kick, working that lower back. Oh, and a big earthquake splash. That's it. Thompson cannot kick out of that. 1, 2, and he kicks out again. Jim Thompson. Do you believe in miracles? Can he pull this off? Blocks the slam. Jim Thompson, big clothesline, takes Kamala down. The fans are on their feet. They're in a frenzy here. Stomping away at Kamala. Beautiful maneuver. And Jim Thompson picking up the mighty Ugandan giant. What's he setting him up for? A belly-to-belly suplex. A kick to the back. And Jim Thompson. Can he do it? Face first goes Kamala. And Kim Chi is beside himself at ringside. Oh, a big punch by Kamala. Snapmare by Thompson. And a side headlock. Thompson trying to keep the big man down, but the big man gets out of it. Kamala fighting out. Picks him up. And a reversal, a DDT! Go for the cover! Thompson can pull this off! Allows Kamala to get back up. Oh, and a big fist. Kamala, and up by the throat, slams him down to the ground. Oh, the underdog story may be over. Big splash by Kamala, and Thompson's not getting up from that. 1, 2, and 3. No! He kicks out again! Jim Thompson! Do you believe it? I am in utter shock here. Jim Thompson will not go quietly into the night. And Kamala slugging away. The fans are beside themselves. They are rooting for Thompson to pull this victory off. Thompson trying to get up. Kamala stomping away on that lower back. I cannot believe this match is still going on. Twice Kamala had the splash, and twice Jim Thompson kicked out. And a big right hand sends Kamala rolling a chop. Face first again. Thompson in control. And a beautiful backbreaker maneuver, Russian leg sweep. Kimchi doesn't know what's going on. And Thompson trying to rest in the corner. He should go for the pin. He allows Kamala to get back up. Throws Kamala on that second turnbuckle, and he's gonna run across the ring. And a big splash. Thompson again working the arm. Go for it, man. Takes him down, works the leg. And Kamala's in pain, holding that left knee. Thompson with an arm drag takeover. Big leg drop. Could that be it? No, he's picking him up for more. And Kamala is stunned. And another backbreaker into a Russian leg sweep. And the fans are feeling that this could happen. Where is Jim Thompson going? He allowed Kamala time to get back to his feet. Oh, and he rams his head. He's not going for the pin. I don't know why not. Jim Thompson back to the outside. What's he doing? Wasting time. Go for the pin. It's as if he's cocky and arrogant. And you can't against Kamala. Kamala whips him into the turnbuckle. And putting him up top again. Nope, Tree of Woe time. Owen kicks and a choke with a foot. And Thompson had his chance. I don't believe he squandered that opportunity to go for a pinfall, not once but twice. Kamala lining him up with a big axe handle to the back. And this Cinderella story is about to end. Kamala's setting him up. And a suplex of his own. And Jim Thompson's all but done now. Picks him back up. And a backbreaker for Kamala. Thompson down. And head first into Kamala's knee. And Thompson's not moving. Kamala drags him out to the center of the ring. Walks across him again. That's 350 pounds across the sternum of Jim Thompson. But he's fighting back. A right hand, another right hand into the corner. Thompson sends him into the turnbuckle. And shoulder first into the post. Kamala's down. Drags him out. Is he going to go for the pin? No, again. Thompson needs to find himself a manager to tell him to go for the pin because he has had countless opportunities. A right, another right, a right again, and a big left, and Kamala's down. There's Kimchi. Kimchi interfering on behalf of Kamala. He saw where this was going, and it allowed Kamala to get back up. But a snapmare, Thompson's still in control. And a side headlock again. Kamala fighting his way out of it. With a big right hand. Ooh, an inverted DDT. Could that be it? And he kicks out again. Jim Thompson will not go down quietly. Face first, Thompson into Kamala's big right knee. And a big headbutt. And that might be all. Thompson down. Kamala just standing there. Maybe that headbutt took something out of him as well. Thompson getting back to his feet. And Kamala just staring him down. Ooh, and a big, big left by Kamala. Throat first again. Throws him down to the mat. And Kamala underhook suplex again. And Thompson's down. Pulling Thompson to the center of the ring. Big splash for Kamala. Could that be it? 1, 2, 3. That is it. A very, very valiant effort on the hands of Jim Thompson. He kicked out not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times from splashes and finishing maneuvers of Kamala. But Jim Thompson just could not pull off the upset. And Kamala holds on to win by the skin of his teeth. There's the big splash. And Kamala is victorious here in Philadelphia against Jim Thompson. And Jim Thompson, I'll tell you what, he is opening some eyes here in the ranking and the championship committee of the World Wrestling Federation. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. We'll be back with more Spectrum Wrestling after this. Up next is the first of our 2 championship matches as the Hart Foundation looks to take away that tag team championship against Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik. And as we mentioned before, Jimmy Hart has been fired by the Hart Foundation 2 weeks ago when the Hart Foundation made their way up the rankings to #1 contenders. They wanted their championship opportunity, but they felt that because Jimmy Hart was friends with Classy Freddie Blassie, the manager of the champions, that they weren't going to get a title opportunity. So they fired Jimmy Hart and took matters into their own hands, and here we are. Hart Foundation looking to win the championship gold and quite frankly avenge a loss at the hands of SD Jones and Mario Mancini, who have inserted them in the top 10 of tag team championship rankings. And here they are, Sheik and Volkov, making their way to the ring, the World Tag Team Champions. They look very focused here. And the introductions are on the way. And there's the bell, and we're going to get this one started here. Bret Hart and the Iron Sheik to start things out. A side backbreaker by Bret Hitman Hart. Stomping away at the Iron Sheik. And so many tag teams are awaiting the outcome of this match. We have the British Bulldogs, the team of newcomers, Demolition. We mentioned at the top of the program, Don Muraco and the superstar Billy Graham. So a lot of tag teams in the World Wrestling Federation have their sights set on this match. Don't forget, of course, the dream team of Greg Valentine and Brutus Beefcake. A neck breaker by the Hitman. And Sheik doesn't know where he's at. Going to the wrong corner to try and make a tag. It's interesting to see how the fans have taken to the Hart Foundation since getting rid of Jimmy Hart. They're still the same old Hart Foundation. They haven't changed their style. It just so happens that the fans are now cheering for them instead of cheering against them. And big Nikolai Volkov made the tag. He's in the ring working on Bret Hart's neck. And the backbreaker of his own on the Hitman. And stomping away. Jim the Anvil Neidhart trying to get the attention of the fans to root on the Hitman, rubbing his face first into the mat, and a big elbow. And stomping away at the Hitman. He picks him up for a shoulder breaker. And stomping away at that shoulder again. And Bret Hart is in trouble. And the big suplex. Almost a brain buster of sorts. And he makes the tag somehow. Makes the tag to Neidhart. And Neidhart's coming in with a big clothesline. Big forearm. Big clothesline. Stomping away at Nikolai Volkov. And Bret Hart's trying to recover on the outside. It was Bret Hart who took the bulk of the beating in their loss against S.D. Jones and Mario Mancini and wasn't ready to make the tag. And, well, we could have champions here with a DDT. Jim the Anvil Neidhart. They do! We have new champions. Jim Neidhart DDT'd Nikolai Volkov, and that was enough. That came out of nowhere. And fans, we have new World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, the Hart Foundation. And I would call that an upset. I was so shocked that I dropped my microphone. Even the Iron Sheik didn't think that DDT was enough. He didn't come in to try and break up the pinfall. But the Hart Foundation are your new tag team champions, and I would call that an upset. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hart Foundation with a DDT by Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and he's been on quite the streak as of late as well. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. We'll be back with more Spectrum Wrestling after this. Our next contest is our semi-main event. The Intercontinental Championship will be defended as the Macho Man takes on the challenge of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And making his way to the ring now is the challenger, the #1 contender. He has been on quite the roll in recent weeks, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And he's looking to capitalize that hot streak and taking that Intercontinental Championship tonight from the Macho Man. Now, the Macho Man in recent weeks, actually last week, confronted by Steve Lombardi. And I'll give you time to process that. Yes, that Steve Lombardi came to the ring area while the Macho Man was wrestling the Big Boss Man. And Steve Lombardi, of all people, distracted the Macho Man. Not enough to win the match. He took care of the Big Boss Man. But it looks like challengers from up and down the rankings are looking to take that gold, and should Ricky Steamboat pull off the victory here, you can imagine that Steve Lombardi will be waiting in the wings. And yes, I said that with a straight face. And here he comes now, the Intercontinental Champion, being led to the ring by his manager, Miss Elizabeth. Both competitors ready. The referee rings the bell and we're set to go here. A collar elbow tie up and Ricky Steamboat with the arm bar. And working that left arm of the Macho Man. And a reversal by the Macho Man into an arm bar of his own. Steamboat reverses out. And a side backbreaker by the Macho Man. Neither one of these guys wants to make a big mistake, one that the other can capitalize on. And it's a big fight feel here in Philadelphia, as this is one of the co-main events. The other, of course, being that big tag team match, which is next, between Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff and King Kong Bundy as they take on Hacksaw Duggan and the world champion, the Hulkster, Hulk Hogan. Having quite a clinic here of reversals between Steamboat and Savage. And we expect nothing less, as one of the richest prizes in wrestling, the Intercontinental Championship, is on the line. Gonna pick up a big body slam by the Macho Man. He whips him in the big elbow by the Macho Man. Picking up Steamboat. Russian leg sweep. And Steamboat finds himself on the defensive. And a side backbreaker again. One of Macho Man's traditional moves. Pulls him out to the middle of the floor. The ring, excuse me. Oh, and the big elbow by Ricky Steamboat. Misses with a kick, however. Reverses out of that one, and a big clothesline by Steamboat. Stomping away now at the Macho Man. And he's going for the sleeper hold. And the Macho Man got out of it. But he's going up top. Could it be the high crossbody? Could we have a new Intercontinental Champion? Steamboat calling him up. And he hits it. Going for the cover. Could this be it? New champion. 1, 2, and a kick out by the Macho Man. Wow, that was close, folks. Going up top again. Didn't hit it the first time. Could he do it a second time? And a big axe handle comes down. And the Macho Man's in trouble. He's in jeopardy of losing his title. Big elbow drop to the top of the head. Steamboat into the ropes. Big crushing blow. Stomping away now at the Macho Man. He senses it. And picks him up. Whips him into the turnbuckle. Face first goes the Macho Man. And Steamboat putting him up top. What's he going to do here? Oh, and a reversal by the Macho Man. And a big elbow. Standing elbow. Knocks Steamboat down. And this is no time to clamor for the fans. You got to stay on top of Steamboat. Picks him up, scoop slam, reverses Macho Man, takes him head down to the mat. And the Macho Man setting up for a pile driver. Could he be going up top now for the elbow? No, he's going for the cover. Referee in position 1, 2, and a kick out by Steamboat. Macho Man many times uses that pile driver as a setup for that flying elbow. Picks him up in a big backbreaker on Steamboat. And now the Macho Man is going up top. If he hits the elbow, it's all over. He's flying and then he hits it. Wow, turns in midair. Goes for the cover and that's all she wrote. Steamboat put in a valiant effort. 1, 2, and 3. The Macho Man retains the Intercontinental Championship in a hard-fought victory over Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And here's some highlights. Steamboat had the sleeper hold on. He's been perfecting that in recent weeks. Goes up top for the flying crossbody, and I thought that was it. I don't know how Macho Man kicked out, but he did. Pile driver on Steamboat. But it was the big elbow drop from the top rope to put Steamboat away. And there it is, look, turning in midair. That was very impressive. And gets the pinfall victory over Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Nothing to be ashamed of in falling short this time. I'm sure there will be another opportunity for Steamboat down the road. He is the #1 contender. And the Macho Man victorious here in Philadelphia. Ladies and gentlemen, strap it in. Our main event's coming up next. Tag team action. Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the world champion will take on King Kong Bundy and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. That match is next. Don't go away. And here it is, folks. Our main event of the evening. Big tag team action. And if I'm Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, I'm having a conversation with King Kong Bundy that by any means necessary to take out Hulk Hogan. Because next week in New York City, Madison Square Garden, Mr. Wonderful gets his opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship. After several weeks of pile driving opponents on the concrete floor, he gets what he's wanted all along. And that's a world title opportunity. So you know they're going to take any chance they can to take out Hulk Hogan tonight, who's already feeling it from an international tour. And here's Hacksaw Jim Duggan making his way to the ring with the American flag, Old Glory, in his hand. And Hacksaw making his way to the ring. Fans going crazy in Philadelphia. But that's nothing compared to how they'll go here for the World Heavyweight Champion. His first match back, I should say, in the States. And Hulk Hogan making his way to the ring, the World Heavyweight Champion. And the fans are on their feet. They're going crazy for the Hulkster. And let's see who's going to start out. It's going to be Paul Orndorff and Hacksaw Duggan starting it out here. And there's the bell. There's no love lost between these two. It was Hacksaw Jim Duggan who took offense with Mr. Wonderful pile driving his opponents on the concrete floor. And Hacksaw stepped in. And Mr. Wonderful did not like that. Takeover by Hacksaw. Picks up Mr. Wonderful. And a power slam down to the mat. Pulling Mr. Wonderful into the corner. Is he going to tag in Hogan? The fans want to see this, and he does! Here comes the world champion. Finally getting his hands on Mr. Wonderful after all those attacks. And the Hulkster with a camel clutch. Is Orndorff going to submit? No, he reverses it, and face first goes Hogan. And now beating down Hogan, who reverses that in a big takeover. Working the arm of Mr. Wonderful. And rams with a power slam down Hogan. In full control here against Mr. Wonderful. Now, one thing to keep an eye out on is Hulk Hogan's left arm. We received word that during the tour, international tour, that in Japan, Tatsumi Fujinami injured the left arm, had him in an arm breaker. Hogan was able to get out and retain the championship, but he was favoring that arm the rest of the trip. So far, he looks like everything is okay. And he's having his way with Mr. Wonderful. And a big gorilla press slam down to the mat goes Orndorff. Trying to make his tag to King Kong Bundy. Hogan cuts him off. And Mr. Wonderful not looking much like a #1 contender here. Hulk Hogan having his way. A camel clutch again. Is Orndorff going to submit? It doesn't matter if he submits here. Title's not on the line. Orndorff does get out, and a big fist. And kick to the midsection. And Bobby Heenan throwing in a chair. We kind of expected that. Any means necessary here to injure Hogan for next week in New York City. Is Orndorff going to use the chair? Goes over and tags in King Kong Bundy. And a big arm knocks Hogan into the turnbuckle. And here's Bundy, whips him across the ring again. And a tag in back to Orndorff. Gonna do a tag team. Oh, and they were working that arm over. As we mentioned, that arm being worked on by Tatsumi Fujinami. And a big guillotine drop. Mr. Wonderful saying that's all over, it's over. And a big crushing blow. And the Heenan family are having their way right now with the World Heavyweight Champion. Orndorff picks him up. Going for that suplex. And down goes Hogan. Rolls out of the way. Can he make a tag? Ducks, misses a clothesline. Clothesline of his own, Hogan. Tags in Hacksaw, the fresh man in. And an elbow by Orndorff. And a side, went for a backbreaker. Hacksaw gets out of it, reverses that. Thesz press. And a bunch of right hands. Now it's Orndorff who needs to make the tag. And picks him up for a big body slam. And another big body slam. Down to the mat goes Orndorff. A third body slam. This time with authority. And Orndorff needs a tag in. Bundy, who does, makes the tag. And here comes Bundy. Big shoulder block knocks Hacksaw down. Another shoulder block knocks Hacksaw down. And a third shoulder block. You got it, knocks Hacksaw down. Snapmare goes Hacksaw. And a big fist to the side of the head, and Hacksaw goes down. And now it's Bundy working the lower back of Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And Mr. Wonderful has not been on the apron. He's recovering from the beatdown that Hacksaw gave him. Another guillotine, and Hacksaw's going to make the tag, and here comes Hogan. Hogan going for a drop kick. Bundy brushes him aside, picks him up, and a big body slam. Down goes Hogan. He's working Hogan now. And a big earthquake splashes at it. Right across the sternum, 400 pounds. Big elbow drop, going for the cover. Is this it? 1, 2, and a kick out by Hogan. I thought that was it. I thought that was all over. Hogan's still in this thing. Bundy having his way, definitely wearing him down, which was the goal of the Heenan family. And walking across the stomach of Hulk Hogan. And now with a nerve hold. Bundy wearing him down. And the champ's in trouble. Into the turnbuckle. And a tag. Here comes Mr. Wonderful. More tag team work. Throwing him back into the turnbuckle. Hogan is hurt. And the punches to the stomach. And another punch to the stomach. Across the ropes goes Hogan. Big clothesline. Is he setting him up for the pile driver? He is going for the pile driver, and he hits it. If he pins him, this would be great momentum heading into next week. 1, 2, and a kick out by Hogan. Hogan kicks out of Mr. Wonderful's finishing maneuver. So Orndorff says, here, big guy, take him. Wear him down for me. Hogan desperately needs a tag. Oh, and there is an opportunity. Hogan fighting back against Bundy, but Bundy with a big chop cuts him open. Hogan's bleeding. And Hogan with a DDT needs to make a tag. But he's not. He's staying in the ring. Belly to belly suplex on King Kong Bundy. 400 pounds. And Hogan with a reverse DDT. Flex it for the crowd. The fans are eating it up. The momentum is now in the favor of the Hulkster. Irish whip face first goes Bundy. Hogan has him in the corner, and here comes Mr. Wonderful trying to run interference, but the referee's cutting him off. Second turnbuckle, elbow drop by the Hulkster. Hogan wearing the crimson mask. An inverted DDT again. Can he make the cover? Working the arm of Bundy. And Bobby Heenan barking out instructions, cheering on King Kong Bundy, who's down. And Hogan again. Well, this time he's catering to the fans, flexing, has all the momentum. Flexing on that second turnbuckle, but Bundy's getting up. And a DDT. Hogan hits Bundy with another DDT. And a big boot. Hogan wants Orndorff. And Bundy with the distraction. Ringing through Hogan. Hogan is down. Mr. Wonderful distracted Hogan enough for King Kong Bundy to recover after hitting that big boot. Bundy face first takes Hogan down. And a tag in, here comes Mr. Wonderful. And can Hogan tag in Hacksaw? Wait a second, Orndorff and Bundy having words. They make the tag and here comes Hacksaw. Orndorff didn't see it. Hacksaw. What is Bundy and Orndorff? What's happening here? Hacksaw Duggan. And there's Bundy back on the apron. That distraction may have cost them this match. They had it well in hand. And a reversal. Power slam by Orndorff. fist takes Hacksaw down. But Hacksaw back with his own. Fist press again. Nailing Orndorff. He's going to the second turnbuckle. And an elbow drop. And Bundy is pacing on the ring. He and Mr. Wonderful had words that they seem to be on the same page now, but a big mistake earlier not going for the pinfall. And a side backbreaker for Hacksaw on Orndorff. And I got to tell you, every time Orndorff's been in the ring, he hasn't exactly had his way. Now Bundy with a distraction, and behind goes Mr. Wonderful, setting him up for the pile driver. And he hits it. Pulling him to the center of the ring, going for the pinfall. Could this be it? And a kick out by Hacksaw Duggan. Not many people kick out of the pile driver when Mr. Wonderful hits it, but Hacksaw's one of them. And here's Bundy back in the ring, doing the dirty work of Orndorff. And Bundy has him up. Now he's going after Hogan. Oh, a big forearm to the back. Butterfly suplex coming up. Takes him up and over. Has Hacksaw up. And a big running power slam. And Duggan is in trouble. King Kong Bundy catering to the crowd. Not sure if he wanted to tag in Orndorff. Big elbow drop. Goes for the cover. That might be it. 1, 2, and Hogan breaks up the cover. Hogan broke up the pinfall. And Bundy picking him up. Knee first, and now Hacksaw's busted open. Both Hacksaw and Hulk Hogan have been busted open in this matchup. Knee to the face again. And Bundy is in control. Kicking him while he's down. Hacksaw reverses and a knee of his own. Big knee to the head. Hacksaw grabs the leg, working the leg of Bundy. Bobby Heenan having words with the referee. And a kick in the back. Oh my gosh. Hacksaw has him down. Bundy's trying to make the tag. Hacksaw having words with Bobby Heenan distracts him. And a big headbutt from behind. The big suplex. Bobby Heenan proving his worth, his weight in gold as a distraction. And here comes Mr. Wonderful. More double team. This time working the arm of Duggan. And a big knee to the back. And Mr. Wonderful is on fire. Going for the cover. Going with his feet on the ropes. Hogan breaks it up. Knocked to the outside by Bundy. And this is their opportunity. And a kick to the back. Mr. Wonderful calling for that pile driver. Axe handle to the back. A stomp to the back. And Mr. Wonderful having his way right now with Jim Duggan. He's going to go for the cover. Is this it? 1, 2. Hogan in the ring, and it's 3. Not in time. And Mr. Wonderful and King Kong Bundy pull off the victory. And that must have big momentum for Mr. Wonderful for next week in New York City, Madison Square Garden. And there's the pile driver. Shocking that he didn't pin him here with that. And Hogan had the big boot. There was a distraction by Bobby Heenan. And I'll tell you what, so much action here. that momentum is clearly with Mr. Wonderful next week when he takes on Hulk Hogan for the World Heavyweight Championship. And folks, I don't know what to tell you. That next week will be a war zone. Hulk Hogan will wrestle Mr. Wonderful for the World Heavyweight Championship. And I tell you what, the momentum is on the side of Mr. Wonderful. Folks, thank you for tuning in tonight. Spectrum Wrestling. We'll be back next month with a whole new card. But until then, next week, Madison Square Garden, New York City. We'll see you then. Goodbye, everybody.